Evelyn Harper's fingers trembled as she held a heavy iron key, its cold metal biting into her palm. The old letter, yellowed and fragile, was clutched tightly in her other hand. Her grandfather's cryptic words echoed in her mind. Beneath the ashes lies what was lost. Only the brave may uncover the crown and face the shadows that guard it. For years, Ashmoor Manor had been nothing more than a forgotten ruin, an eerie skeleton of charred stone and broken dreams on the outskirts of the village. The fire that consumed it a century ago had taken with it the lives and secrets of its last inhabitants. No one dared approach the place after dusk, and the villagers whispered of curses and restless spirits. But tonight, Evelyn was different. This was her inheritance, and she was determined to uncover the truth. The gate groaned loudly as she pushed it open, the sound breaking the oppressive silence like a warning. Moonlight spilled over the twisted vines and cracked stones, casting grotesque shadows that danced in the cold night air. Every step crunching on the gravel felt heavier than the last, as if the manor itself resisted her presence. She paused at the threshold of the great hall, staring at the blackened beams looming above like broken ribs. The smell of smoke and dust filled her nostrils, mingling with something darker, something ancient and waiting. Her eyes caught something on the floor, fragments of burnt parchment, scattered like forgotten memories. She knelt down, brushing the ash away from a strange symbol etched faintly into the stone floor. A crown wrapped in thorny vines, its details barely visible beneath layers of soot. Her heart raced. This was no ordinary ruin. Then, beneath her fingers, the floor trembled, subtle at first, then a low, deep rumble that vibrated through her bones. Startled, Evelyn stepped back as the ashes shifted, revealing a narrow trapdoor hidden beneath the rubble. A cold wave of fear washed over her. The letter hadn't lied. Something was buried here. Something waiting beneath the ashes. Taking a deep breath, she grasped the rusted handle and pulled. The trapdoor creaked open, revealing a dark, descending staircase swallowed by shadows. For a moment, Evelyn hesitated. Every instinct screamed at her to run, to leave the cursed place behind. But the promise of the crown and the secrets it held drew her forward. With steady resolve, she stepped into the darkness, the trapdoor closing silently above her. The journey into Ashmoor's forgotten depths had begun. The air grew colder with each step Evelyn took down the narrow stone staircase, the faint glow of her lantern flickering against damp, cracked walls. The scent of earth and smoke clung to the air, thick and heavy like a shroud. At the bottom, she found herself in a vast underground chamber, far larger than she could have imagined beneath the ruined manor. Ancient tapestries, tattered and blackened by time, hung from the walls, bearing symbols of crowns entwined with thorny vines, the same as the one she'd seen etched in the great hall. Her footsteps echoed softly as she crossed the floor, uneven with rubble and broken tiles. In the center stood a pedestal, empty, but carved into its surface was a faint outline, shaped like a crown. Evelyn's breath caught. This was the vault her grandfather's letter had spoken of. Suddenly, the flickering lantern light caught movement at the edges of the chamber. Shadows flickered, shifting unnaturally, as if something watched her from the darkness. A shiver ran down her spine. She pressed forward cautiously, eyes scanning the room for any sign of life. Her gaze landed on a stone tablet near the pedestal, inscribed with an ancient riddle. To claim the crown that fate denies, the heart must face its deepest ties. Only truth beneath the flame can free the soul and break the chain. Evelyn knelt, tracing the words with trembling fingers. Her thoughts raced. What did the riddle mean? What was the flame she needed to face? And what were the deepest ties her heart had to confront? Before she could ponder further, a low sound echoed through the chamber, a whisper, almost inaudible, like a breath of wind or a voice from far away. The shadows lengthened, twisting closer. Suddenly, the floor beneath her trembled again, stronger this time. A hidden mechanism clicked, and a section of the wall slid open, revealing a narrow corridor veiled in darkness. Evelyn hesitated, lantern raised, heart pounding. She wasn't alone here. Something was stirring beneath Ashmoor, something ancient, guarding the secrets she sought. With a deep breath, Evelyn stepped into the shadowed corridor. The air grew colder still, and the silence thickened, every sound magnified. Ahead, faint glimmers of light flickered, like dying embers. What awaited her in the depths was unknown, but turning back was no longer an option. The narrow corridor ended in a small chamber, walls lined with ancient runes glowing faintly in the dim light. Evelyn's lantern cast long shadows, but there was something else, something unseen, watching. As she stepped forward, a sudden chill swept through the room. Her breath hung in the air, visible and trembling. Then, from the deepest corner, a figure began to emerge, an apparition formed from mist and shadow. The spectral guardian stood tall, its eyes glowing with a cold, unyielding light. Draped in tattered royal robes scorched black by fire, it raised a hand, as if commanding silence. Evelyn froze. The voice that followed was both distant and clear, echoing inside her mind rather than her ears. Who dares disturb the ashes of Ashmoor? What seeks the one who walks where the dead do not rest? Evelyn's voice caught, but she forced herself to speak. I am Evelyn Harper. I seek the crown, the truth my family lost. I mean no harm. The guardian's eyes narrowed. Many have sought the crown, it intoned, but none were worthy. It is a burden, not a prize. A curse bound to the bloodline of Ashmoor's last king. Images flickered in Evelyn's mind, visions of flames consuming the manor, screams swallowed by darkness, a king's desperate sacrifice. The crown grants power beyond imagining, the guardian warned, but at a cost. To take it is to invite shadows into your soul. Evelyn swallowed hard, but stood firm. I'm ready to face whatever is necessary. The guardian's form wavered, then extended a ghostly hand. Then prove your worth. Face the fire within, or be consumed by it. Suddenly, the chamber filled with swirling smoke and flickering flames, not burning flesh, but ethereal fire that danced along the walls. From the smoke, a door appeared, a portal to the final trial. Evelyn's heart hammered. Beyond that door lay her destiny. She stepped forward, determined. The crown was near, but so was the darkness. Evelyn emerged from the fiery trial door into a dimly lit passage lined with ancient stone carvings. Her skin still tingled from the spectral flames, but her resolve was stronger than ever. As she pressed deeper into the underground maze, a sudden noise behind her, a faint shuffle, a whispered breath made her freeze. She spun around, lantern raised, but only shadows greeted her. Her mind raced. Was she truly alone? Or was something else stalking her beneath Ashmoor? Emerging from the darkness ahead was a figure, tall, cloaked, face hidden in shadow. Who's there? Evelyn demanded, heart pounding. The figure stepped forward slowly, and to her shock, it was Jonah, a childhood friend from the village. I came to help, he said quietly, eyes flickering with unease. Relief mixed with suspicion. Why follow me here? This place is cursed. Jonah hesitated, then confessed. I'm part of the Order of the Thorn. We protected Ashmoor's secret for generations. The crown must never leave these ruins. Evelyn's stomach twisted. You lied to me. Jonah's expression hardened. The crown's power is too dangerous. I'm here to stop you. Before she could react, footsteps echoed, others from the Order were closing in. Trapped between shadows and betrayal, Evelyn realized the true enemy wasn't the curse, but those sworn to guard it. Desperation surged. She darted down a side passage, heart hammering, breath ragged. Behind her, Jonah's voice called out, Evelyn, don't do this. The crown will destroy you. Her only choice was to run deeper into the labyrinth, into darkness unknown, where the final secrets waited. The crown beneath the ashes was more than a prize, it was a deadly gamble, and the greatest threat lay closer than she ever imagined. The tunnels trembled as Evelyn raced through the underground maze, the sound of footsteps, angry, relentless, echoing behind her. Flames flickered from cracks in the walls, casting twisted shadows that seemed to reach for her. At last, she reached a vast cavern, the heart of the ruins. In its center, on a pedestal carved from black stone, lay the crown, ornate, ancient, and pulsing with an eerie light that seemed alive. But as Evelyn stepped forward, the ground shook violently. Rocks tumbled from above, and the ruins began to collapse. There was no turning back. She grasped the crown with both hands. A surge of power flooded through her veins, visions of glory, but also of destruction and despair. The curse was real, but so was her will. With every ounce of strength, Evelyn focused on breaking the crown's hold, not to wield its power, but to end the curse forever. The cavern filled with blinding light, and then silence. When her vision cleared, the ruins were still. The crown lay shattered at her feet, its dark magic broken. Evelyn emerged from the depths, the first rays of dawn illuminating the sky. Ashmoor was no longer a place of shadows, but she knew some secrets refused to stay buried. As she walked away, the wind whispered a warning. The crown beneath the ashes is only the beginning. Thank you for joining Evelyn's journey into the shadows. If you enjoyed this story and want to uncover more mysteries and thrilling tales, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Your next suspenseful story awaits right here.